I was watching a Markiplier video a few weeks ago, which is something I couldn't tell you the last time I did prior to that. Well, except for maybe that video he made about people in his chat getting terminated or whatever that fiasco was. But prior to that, I'd say the last time I watched him was, what, 2014, 2015, maybe? I don't know. But it was a video about gun control, and for whatever reason, that popped up in my recommendations, and it was filmed a few days after the Parkland shooting, I believe, and he was basically advocating for stricter gun laws. It was a pretty reasonable video. He didn't go the full mile and say guns should be banned, which is kind of cringe, but I'm not going to get into gun politics here in this video. And as you could imagine, the comment section was pretty divisive. With his pretty moderate take on gun control, that you still had smooth brains in the comments saying, well, would you blame a car if one got into a massive car accident? Like, that's even remotely the same thing. Anyway, uh, bottom line is, a lot of people were pissed off. I saw some people in the comments saying, well, your fan base is made up of mostly children. Why are you making this video? You have no business to be making this kind of video. And to that I say, why the fuck not? If he wants to use his massive platform, I mean, fuck, the guy has what, 20 million subscribers, something like that? If he wants to use his big platform here on YouTube to advocate for change and potentially inspire all of these young kids watching him to they themselves advocate for change when they grow up and be a part of something big potentially when they grow up in regards to making very big positive change here in this country and in this world, then by all means, I say yes, get political. Make videos that are different than the kind of videos you usually make, which is him playing some stupid fad video game and screaming and yelling and shit. That's pretty much his bread and butter, but if he wants to, again, decide to use his platform to advocate for very important causes, like, say, gun control, then I give the double thumbs up and say, go ahead and do it. It will probably make at least some kind of an impact and maybe inspire some people to go out and advocate for actual change instead of being complacent with how things are. And a YouTuber that I used to watch all the time, Review Tech USA, got into a little similar controversy. I used to watch his channel all the time, but I've since kind of fallen off the gaming news slash rant bandwagon. I still watch his videos sometimes, but not all that often. But there was something he implemented into his channel that got me watching again. Politics. He made a few political videos, and my god, his fan base had a meltdown. So many people said they were unsubscribing, unpledging from his members-only service thingy on his channel. Basically, it's like Patreon, but here on YouTube, and I believe Google takes a cut of that money. But anyways, people were unpledging from that, and he was basically like, yep, see ya, bye, I don't care. And I was like, good. I like this. It's fun seeing someone just not care at all about what their audience thought, and then eventually he made a Twitter video and uploaded the same video, I believe, onto YouTube saying, no, I'm done with politics, it's too toxic, which I guess I can respect that. If you legitimately can't handle the toxicity of political talk here on YouTube, fine, whatever, but I was kind of disappointed, to be honest. But for that brief period, like, a lot of what people were saying about this genuinely angered me. They were like, I don't go to your channel for politics. Stop talking about politics. I go on YouTube to get away from all of the political trash in the real world. Yet, for like the entire duration of his YouTube career, he's discussed politics when it relates to video games or tech. That honestly just kind of baffles me that you have a problem with it now. But that brings me to my next point. Everything is political. Everything in this world is political. Politics affects everyone, no matter how much you want to close your ears and go like, la 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 la, I'm not listening. Politics affects you even if you don't want to pay attention to it. No matter how much you try to ignore it, politics affects you. Nearly every media of any kind is political in some kind of way, whether it's subtle or not. And I wish people would start gripping with this reality instead of being like, why does everything have to be so goddamn political? I hate this shit being shoved in my face. You're basically saying you don't want to face reality whatsoever. Yeah, sure, it's nice to have little escapes every now and then, but to say that you hate that politics is rearing its ugly head, and everything is just so flat out fucking ridiculous. It just comes across as you wanting your head being buried in the sand. And I used to be among one of these people. I used to say, why does everything have to be so goddamn political? I made a video about this. It's literally called Politics Ruins Everything, where I take the enlightened centrist position and say the left and right of this country are the same, or just a direct reflection of the same exact thing. Whiny little cunts when it's such a fucking cringe centrist take, looking back at it now, and the only reason that video is still up is I have some hopes that someone will eventually post it onto our enlightened centrism, and that would just make my whole day. That would complete my life, honestly. But to conclude, let YouTubers talk about politics, even if their channels don't usually center around politics. If they have something to say, let them say it. And if you don't like what they're saying, or you just simply don't want them speaking about politics because you just can't have any of that, simply don't watch the videos. Is it really that fucking hard? And plus, what I observed from Review Tech USA's little political stint that lasted for like a week is that people love it when YouTubers go after the supposed quote-unquote SJWs and say, oh, the world is going so sensitive, oh, these SJWs are pure cancer, whatever the fuck else these stupid YouTubers love to say so much. People eat that shit up, but when people talk about actual politics, like, or they spout out their more left-wing positions, people kind of sort of have a little meltdown. Like, you like this shit that takes, like, no thinking required. Oh, I don't like sensitive people there. Such a hot, original take. But when someone is talking about actual policy, especially left-wing policy, people kind of sort of have a little shitstorm, almost like they don't like hearing things that they know they will oppose to or just simply not understand. And he himself acknowledged this in one of his political streams. He was like, I guess I attained this kind of audience because I rode the anti-SJW train for so long. The YouTubers that you love watching live in the same world as you do, and quite possibly the same country as you do. And if they have issues with what is going on in the real world around them politically, and they feel like talking about it, let them talk about it. They have as much of a right to discuss whatever political issue that they feel the need to discuss as much as anyone else, so long as they're not, like, you know, advocating for actual hatred or anything extreme like that. Is politics divisive? Yes, of course, very, but everything is when you really come down to it. So either bury your head out of the sand and become more aware of what is going on in the real world, or just stop whining when a YouTuber or a TV show or a movie or a video game decides to convey a certain political message. Just ignore it in that case. Don't whine, don't waste people's time, don't cry about it, because chances are no one fucking cares to hear it. So just continue to be apathetic. Just continue to ignore things that are going on around you in the real world. Because again, all media is political in some way, shape, or form. No matter how much you try to deny it, no matter how much you try to close your eyes and plug your ears and keep saying, keep politics out of my video games, music, TV shows, YouTube channels, all of the sort. No matter how much you try to deny it, that is just the simple reality. And don't chastise people for choosing to use their platforms to make some kind of statement or to inspire some kind of change. Please, just continue being apathetic elsewhere so people like me who actually care about this world don't have to fucking hear your whining. Anyway, that's all I have to say. Bye-bye.